Inner Oceans, an exploration on the great mind bliss and correlations to inner peace and world peace. Treva McLean, author. Inner oceans of bliss open me to the outpouring of golden holiness, and I understand the vision of mist parting to reveal the inner island of Shangri-La. This cortex is inside of you, the primary inner cortex of light, the silver thread, the singing ritual of shamanic splendor. Deep within, a privilege is born to carry the banner to the northern tip of your tongue and following, then underneath the door, which opening is the Tipperith-type inner square of the welcoming taste. Red and white fluid drips, and the red to blue is welcoming you to the crystal born three inside the dove. 3 channels to bliss. 1 is love, 1 is peace, 1 is communion. Within a deep heart intention, we declare the state of great mind bliss. And this inner region of the heart, called humanity, is the rest in pure light, space, a phenomenal atmosphere of love. In Tushita, I see notions of longing for Tsongkhapa to find Nagarjuna, for singing, and in companionship, inside the space, I see Milarepa leaned forward to arrange the 108 great friends, to singing round the land of pure existence, and a new word is born. Listen. For in the clear light I have heard this story of loving kindness, pouring into great mind bliss, and entwining within the pools of ocean of light. A thought is born, one wave. Waves, the thoughts. Inside are waves. These are thoughts. Soften them. Remember the sun. Soften again. Remember that sunlight touching water. Softly penetrates, then retreats, then returns, shining. Here's a technique. Touch your heart with the sun. Breathe in the sun. Breathe out frost, the frozen stuff, surrounding your thoughts with sunlight, unthawing them like ice melting and breaking off the edge of the sea, off the edge of your thoughts. Sunlight now applied, softening the ice. I see temples inside, surrounding by ocean and better thought, and the ice inside is melting to form the sea, like riding upon the lotus water. I see thoughts appear, then refresh in the sun of our great reasoning, reacting like light upon the wind of our golden fabric. The wind of understanding, Chenrezig, is now returning into the ocean of our love. Ripples, the mind matter. In reflection, a pool exists inside our mind, and the yours and the ours. In this thinking, I see ripples reflecting our yearning to be at the one with the sun, like oceans of people, humanity touching our sun. This is love. As the riding upon the water said, the wind within is beckoning me to ride the sun homeward and still inside the great central zone. I see elation that we have found the ruby path, the great mind bliss. Thank you. Padmasambhava for accompanying me into the exploration of my heart's sun and your rhythm of our lotus of flight, the breath upon the face of the sun. Aum is our key. Inside the ripples, the cheetah, I hear the ocean humming our names in our own ears. This is the moment when the mind melts into ripples, for the mind matters. The depth, our teacher. How deep is your heart inside the bliss? For as always, I am asking the deepening strain to mix with our regard for the sun, and to learn to fly inside the sunlight is our ripening task. The depth and duration of our visit, the breath, the track is our wider and deeper longing for thoughts to penetrate the surface and to find fluid, to find depth, to touch our sea with respect. Inside our bowing here. My teacher reminds me to melt inside the tumor of forgetting, to lift the burden through Chenrezi's open word, and inside the depth of her transmission. I hear Yishi Tongo, the bearer of ancient flame. Her word is decision, and I am born inside the torrent of the river of life, entering the oceans of wisdom with open mouth and heart, like a lotus born singing to the sun. The floor. The sea floor inside this mind is like the coral. The waters are blue. This is my mind. And inside is the floor, touching our breath, singing us to the bottom of our thoughts, to the floor of the ocean, pulling out restriction to friction through breathing, deepening truth. The light of oxygen is our sharing, and I am living with respect. This companionship is so pure and rare that our hearts now melt, and we are two rivers of one humming light, touching the mission to the tip of the blowing sands and dissolving us with pet like a calm feather landing inside our ocean song. One light bliss. Our challenge. The duration is our challenge. How long will we swim in this depth? And now the breadth of that thought multiplies with our ripe understanding of the sea within. The sea within, the sea within. I repeat the syllables of your name, and you are the truth. Inside the sun, inside the sea is my challenge. My challenge is the teacher. The truth, the hands of the breath, holding my both sides with the mouth of fire burning upon my brow. The path is now glittering where great mind bliss suffocates all other sounds. And on one side and the other, the lotus is born, and inside are we, the riders of the sound, inside the clear light without blemish. Born to see glowing intelligence, pearls nets, lapis doors, and the brow of success, without holding our breath. We have found the great mind bliss and a nest, the boat of understanding. The Buddha is our singing friend, riding like wind upon the breath of love. Welcome, Maitreya. The sea. Inside the mind I see the sea. Our great person is born, and larger than the sun is the love for this partner. In some tradition, God feels like this, and in some Lord Buddha, and in some we are all one. This training is ripening our lungs to sing the sea lotus our breathing patterns creates when we trust the ancient terma and encoded serpentine rocks of the Kundalini snap into encoding so rich that only circuitous breathing allows us entrance to the torrents, now slowing to splash us with tumbling ocean sounds, and pushed to our core by these tides, we see a great breathing mind, one sun, one ruby red ray, one Milarepa, teaching us to struggle with thinking until done. Now we are born into the great mind bliss. The Padma is come, and we see the opening to the aquamarine healing light upon the shore, a living retreat. The living retreat. Join the three to the one. Many seeds now exist, mostly treas. As I breathe in the peace, I close my eyes and see the release of a world. I find truth inside the door. I see red rays and blue. I ask my mala to change this light into sizes for my eyes, and I see two eyes looking back. I see holiness inside the two eyes, and the one Chenrezig sought is come, the one. Avalokitesvara is pacing me to see the all-same. Of one eye of gratitude, one heart of service is stainless steel light, one mind of wisdom, born ancient, now young, and three jewels of intellect, so clear that only friends act this ridiculous to one another inside the sun, inside this mind. I see one of the no mind syllables. Re is born upon my breath, and the one named Lama Redzin, stepping in to carry me to our mutual arrangement of enlightenment for all humanity. I am Padmasambhava, born, and the ride everlasting is our Om Mani Padme Hum, and sung upon the breath of the living great mind bliss. I am tapping into one humanity born, one love living, one breath exploding, to kiss more aquamarine light at the heart of the matter, the center of our devotion, our bhakti, grown to love, one droplet, now 16 pearls of pure love. Aum, Ahum, Amitabha. The reef. The reef of consciousness is the sea of our breathing. Laced within is the boat of balance. So, Ham. And the root to the tree of life, our throat. I am inside the boat, and I see the path through the breath with aqua seams, for I bow to the tree inside the one throat. A rate of singing begins with matter as the key, breath as the sound, love as the cure, for the sky is now opening her heart to the sun. This is our mother, and she understands us within the truest relationship, us to the sun. The three become one channel of pure voice, respect for all living relationships, to the earth. The fine gift, the key, is born inside our hearts as one blue pearl of sapphire devotion, kind Shiva smashing eggs of regret, and to seed our brow with the teaching, the hum, the spanda, weaving life splash upon the reef, no regret. One sunlight of stainless steel love, humming our nature. The sand. The sand adds righteousness to our course inside the great mind. I see us run aground here and there without instinct for navigation inside the blue, and then one duration of breath, 108 of devotion, and we are singing of our relationship to the Mother, truth, Atman, or none, for the wind is singing that no mind and great mind are the same, and we are laughing at our whom. As the attaching sail is set, our direction, our inner eye of the inner oceans, telling truth, our catamaran upon the mind is seen with the third eye of Chenrezig, ringing, singing of life, choosing love, kind friendship, deep repeating, rivers of light. Aum is bringing us to our natural intellect, sharp eyes, sweet light, kind friends, fellowship with the boat of the river of light. I am multiplied when our eyes meet, through intelligence bridged, and now turning, I captain others inside the stream. One great bird of knowing upon the sea. Within deep heartbeats, our reaching relationship is inside the heart-mind of Chenrezig. And with righteousness is mixed the sound of the sand, brushing our breath clean, like the texture of sunlight upon Om. Righteousness is inside the sun, inside the Rigpa. See, for the allowance of breath to mix with red breath, and then on to 3. The oxygen sends a transmission of great mind bliss, like being kissed upon the brow by the Chitta mind of the holiest mouth, of the greatest breath, upon the lapis bowl of learning. The sound of a legendary living monk standing upon the sand, touching down. The life, mammals. Mammals are soft swimming in your mind. They are slick with tension, and the water beads upon their brow and backs in zipping movements of light. They hear the breath and respond, living. This is life. Responding to the breath is life. They act like children with bubbles escaping to kiss their mother's lips, to kiss her children, to live inside the breathing skin, inside the lungs, inside the Buddha, touching Christ, Maitreya, the dove of life, the energy of peace, is our breath upon the living water. And the specific sea of trust is regenerating us with summit light. A lift atop Kailash's third sea is ringing us with rare mammals of an ancient lamp and current crown devotion, the chakras singing, and the water pouring down my back. As I leap into the dolphin's mouth and carry a twig of olive reach into the Chenrezig brow, at the center of the mother, Bhakdevi into the river of intelligence, Saraswati, I am bound, and living inside of us is the river of knowing. Our brows singing is the day of great employ for the mammals of men. We are the living great mind singing, Buddha of love, Maitri, Maitri, Mohi, Soha. The fish. A fish splashes in, and I wonder how she became. I see the way she moves. Did she fly? Oops, I messed up again. The fish. A fish splashes in, and I wonder how she became. I see the way she moves. Did she walk or fly? An eternity in one brow. I find the syllable, a sign in the air, Aum Buddha, and I direct the singing into other channels to assist humanity like a bird in flight. A syllable of peace, touching us with grace, inside our hearts. I set the course and breathe into the sea, a light aquamarine. One day, sun inside the rays recognizes my technique, and bubbles come to ask, upon the shore where we sit, how we gained consciousness, unlimited, resourcing, and in our breathing portal, inside the gill of the humming hydrodynamic called life, we see the neck of the sun's pulse and hear her word, creation. And at last, we know the Rigpa is opening to reveal a lasting expression, our precious life, and we smile as the sutra of sand is pouring a fish of power through the sound. So hum. and into the mouth of the river, Lord Shiva dances at the heart of the ocean in the navel of bliss. As our mind develops great techniques, we see the fish winging into the trees of life forever, good, and swimming into the stars of the heavens inside. Our worlds erupt in great Tushita brows of the reason that Lord Maitreya is instructing us this day. With a wink of folly past and an Adhi Buddha's attitude of relaxing heart's essence, like days dripping away to reveal our heart's voice, and the constant kind patter of dripping intellect, stripping away to breathing, inside the voice, greeting our yadhyam tendency to stand to clear mind practice, and the love of intensity into the magic of making love of the universe inside our heart brows. Understand? The winds. Winds are wet in the sea. The rocks. Rocks are ancient waves. They splashed. The shore. Along the shore a seed and planted doors inside the shell of victory. The white conch with a singing zing of skill. The opening enhanced on current mind bliss. And I scream, pet! Again, pet! Like a mad drunken sailor of love, drunk on mind mist, screaming, pet! At the sun and the finding shore as a recovery of pink sacred gel of the great central cortex inside the sun is cast into the ka, for our teachings have come to the attention of Sankappa, and we are checking into our mission done. We are the great mind bliss inside the door, love. The shell. The shell is the key. It is the shape of the sea inside the mind bliss. Understand? So climb inside the spiral, the Fibonacci days, the sun rays of durations into the ka. For the shell is teaching you to shape your bliss to the spiral core of each human. The single kind, the be kind, the loving kind, the sure kind, the love kind, in precise mathematical expulsions, like grown stars now ejected into the sun, drawing upon the shore of our perfection expansions of truth. We trust each other and the day of reflection inside of us, prayers of perfection, ancient mantras framing us inside the shell of human life. We are suspended in birth like light in flight across the floating Metatronic display and the looping sound. Inside the waves of sentient expression are our experiences to the great mind bliss. Every lifetime clicking in to see how well you are in the rare dust, the data of time, melting spaces into I will keys, for the falling lotus cracks us with her joy. At our employ of the great mind bliss, you are creation of light and taste elegant in your entirety. We are effusive vowels of tumbling forth Aum, just long enough to create pure light and mind expansion bliss. The conch. The conch is our victory to the light ringing inside us. Patanjali saw this air often. Understand? We are like shells making a hollow reed, and inside is the source. Inside the reed, so sip, like Krishna, of light, and rearrange your days to see extravagant malas built of your mind bliss, inside temples of Ka, and outside, well, now outside, just inside the sutras, is where we live, inside Buddha and Ka, and other employ like God gel of thought. Our Ganesha finds her shell, Lakshmi, and asks her to hold hands with the truth. For our path is no pelted daily with electron shells, shed in to become the singing sound of perfection in phenomenal light. For our crown bliss is blazing people home with one thought, one quickening of pure crown bliss, just plowing upon the lotus fields of pure singing as the joy pours into the bliss inside the sea. This is Tibet. The surface. Ka, at surface, is our tension. Now we relax into the ground of pure intellect, and how grand our pure living, our pearl of life, in a net of casting glance, into our seas of living in the adamantine glance, in our redemption of the cells, the sea inside us, our plasma perfection, the saline recollection, pure in the Kama buffet, is set upon before the sea, and the electronic Tao of the way, inside the mind bliss, as our reputation is cured and made trust and relation. The energy of mass times consciousness is interior to our formula of trees of light, wanting regeneration, and the hollow reed of devotion to the light inside each cell, as a mitochondrial engagement to the matter plan of this universe. Where are you in the chasm of surface tension? Let pure. The temperature. The temperature of trust is truth. How hot is your truth? Will it melt the sun? Is it the agent of suspension upon the molecular phenomenon, the energy center ATP, as the files filling to compose us with shores, shoving us forward into the mastery of mind? We are the literature of light, woven into the magic and science and humanity, hot on the inside as tumult of remembrance runs us into home. The weight. How do you measure the weight of one glance without compassion? Our rest is that this singing will be our elegance for the hand into the hewel of the heart. Avalokitesvara is calling us to be humble and kind and clear inside the mind bliss. Padmasambhava's cave is the expansion of the bubble into bliss. See what I mean? If I held your hand and we walked into the valley between spirit and breath, there would be no valley, only light of centrifugal force, where 1 squared is bliss. In the expansion I met you, and we released the reeds of light into relationship formula B, where the breath between our eyes formed ancient Tibetan syllables of proof in the theorem of life. Like a crystal sea, I am the clear mind. This great Mahamudra ripens now into Holy Communion with humanity. This, then, is 3 of the waves of a degree of spontaneity and direct blazing, flowering of the great mind, the sun of love. The dimension. Which dimension is Rig from? What about Aum? Does the splash make the dimension? Perhaps when your sound vessel breaks, see the shell, become fellowship to the wind, and now you are flying within the great mind bliss. I love you and your material relaxations of the managerial possession as the positions shift and the memory fills in with pure radiant blue and gold bliss of the medicine Buddha, touching you with immaculate light. You are in the life of clarity and love. The space. How much is space worth? Enough to scream, "Ah!" into the factory? Let the walls release and kneel in fascination at your own sea face, streaming down from the walls of your mysterious plunge. How many devotions do you seed with your one mind bliss exploration? Many? See? Do not look back. Express emotion, pure the pearl, single blue degrees, luscious sound, ripening, ripening, within and without. Tushita is coming, essentially, to this great mind, and we rip the veil to reveal Lord Buddha, friend Maitreya, Lord, teacher, landing down beside you to sing. Ask Maitreya the answer. What is after bliss? Space. The phenomena. The phenomena of light is your rapid growth, and the Fibonacci sequel is the regard for lightest expression with your forgiven relationship carry. In the dove, I see lights 42 and one word. Happiness is the phenomenal apparition of the seed of life, love. The sea. Calm is the sea inside this heart. The apex of learning is Ka, and the teacher is bliss, and the page is the union of wings to Ki, and the Lama of the royal degree. The flying ones are coming to teach Ri to the purity, and the Lamrim Chenmo is touching down inside us our Samadhi release. As the precision is adding up, one of the past and one mind relaxed, one more devotion, and the Ankh of light degrees, for the song of a second door is open in my great mind Chitta, and I am the tooth of wisdom around the neck of the great mind door, wearing one dipped twice into Chenrezi, one more 108 times the sun, and the mind is now freed of all tendency without regard for human life. For the island of the sun is the sea inside your bliss. The ocean. The ocean is your life, and in the blue of the sea is our tradition of energy escaping around the sun. This makes stars of our eyes and tongues. We are in the lab of Chenrezi now, and the method of our loving soars. We are one in the relationship to the sun, and our mind is made of crown and shad, of arcing, looping skills, as we sew the mathematical model called pi to the crown of the great mind door, with our hearts of pure intuition, analytical skill, and slumber inside the lucid dream of charging ahead in innovations of the frequent type, where jealousy molds cracked to pour our extruded symbols into the gaps, as we are pressing down inside ourselves to shield the humanity from the dull old forgetting. Inside the gorgeous sunsets I am, and the one is singing to us in cradle of phoenix light, an eruption of heaven into the sun tonight. This is you. The living tides. The tides inside of you are the truth of your chitta living. You are samskara, enhanced in durations, and the uplifts of humanity. Tonight brings you pouring out of eyes and hearts, as the Rigpa just patched into view, like a painting of old. You and now in the gaps. Your syrupy descriptions of the valley and the wishing tree and the jewel is seen. Righteous pathways hang in the nets between your trees, and truly, we are the channels of life in the living tides, with moisture so sweet, only nectar will kiss us. And we hang in the midst of misty revelations, of dwelling kind faces inside the conversations of how Chenrezig lands to seal the virtues with Ka, clear permanence inside the tides of great mind bliss. You now, the clear blue light. The splash. Finally, a license to drive the rust of value of Rigpa and the sound of oceans of bliss to your home. This is the Ati Yoga attend. Your Ati Yoga intelligence is in, like a gong striking water in the homeward glance. The sun is filling you up. You are noticing the space inside of you, and the lapis light peels your eyes of all encumber. As your accidents cleared, mean trust to the noise of tears and Karukula. The compassionate lotus dakini blends in with medicine cup to reveal a sem-breaking Merian landing in the vision of a clear ornament, hanging sterile in the blue bliss and the great mind bliss. Splah, spruce space has landed. We are engulfed in a gulf within loving kindness. This we trust. The fourth. The fourth is how you move, your movement through the mind of life. You have growth fulfillments, and we begin to enter the gateway to the stainless truth. The stainless ornament, your mind. Inner intelligence tells me that this is where Maitreya and Chenrezig meet, and we are in the depth of the sapphire blue delivery of a living truth, the great mind bliss. Padmasambhava taught me once that a diamond in the cave of light is like a dorje, lightning bolt, held too long, if the air does not purify first the space. This is the flash of pure intellect, a golden sutra, folded to include Manjushri, asking for rapport, to Maitreya his bliss. And along the wind, laughter comes, in the river of Sakyamuni, checking in, to touch our crowns with flapping wings of great Brahma seeds and the seal on the creation of great mind bliss. Our deal is made. We moving along Lakshmi's forming shore, forthing shore, into movement of energetic force of love. The froth. The form is your birth. The fourth in the sea of devotion, your words. Do you know how to pray in bhakti style? Is your heart moist in consciousness? Does pet stick to your life with purity and open eyes? A trail which you left is open. Sem is pouring, and I hear singing of your heart's bowl. Ancient rhymes made into jewels of three replete types. One is Aum, one is bliss, one is jewel. I am in the splendor of returning one, the Lord, the God of great mind bliss. The edge. The edge is your face in the reflection, gathering chi. How refreshing you are to me. Today I saw a serpent with a face, carrying one egg by one egg by one egg to the sea, and the tail was weighted so that tipping in brought us home. I started to laugh at such a place, the great mind sharing her rapture now, and with one wasting notice. I plunged into the eggs and found a nest, flying tigress of Tibet, and in the Sem one doctrine, flowering now, and the lotus of the sutra, Prajna Paramitra, inside the goddess, inside the homeland of pure instinct. Love is pure bliss, suspended in Ka, space. The liquid sunlight. The sunlight is respect for nature. That simply. Where is your tendency to join the vitreous of the mast and to fly into the chest of your breath? How many alarming tendencies do you leave when you sink inside the spanda of light? As I leap within you into the oceans of revelatory purification ritual, and the snow lion opens your door, I see us holding breath inside the clouds of compassionate mind bliss. Our channel is open, and we are winning humanity a new home inside the door of the kingdom, a liquid sunlight inside stainless space. The sea of teaching. The seas are teaching you to surrender your several hearts to one great love, great mind bliss. These is a man from Amdo, Tibet, who holds this door with his heart. He is Chenrezig of resource, the Dalai Lama of legend, and in this epistle of light, our gratitude is met and sent to the sharing one, to the great oceans of living wisdom, of reverence in our bow, to the living great Buddha, Lord of Light, and the Lotus of Compassion, Tenzin Gyatso, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Bubble. The bubbles are our highlights throughout times. We are the inner one, and when love bursts to become human, well, the dissolving allows resistance to melt into Chenrezig once more. Upon the bubbles are the faces, humans, God, lovers, Buddha, and the humanity of the dove, the living one who erupts into voice. When the kingdom of light bubbles in to see the springs of mind bliss nearby, the mind is forgotten as we all bow to one light, light, blue, creation in the spring of the mountain of love. The air. The air opens the mouth for word to come, and we leap right in. For like a tiger flying into the winds of light, I am Chenrezig, freed into the primary channels of bliss. I drop like a light of symbolic repeat, and mend re to re with my stem, and the skill of my arc is the agility of free falling through space inside the words of humanity, from 0 to 3 in one short channel of sparkling mist. The math. The math abides. Our relationship is math to pi to mind. The all one is the chemical adaptation to us. We see one large aum of light, and the inside channel develops to allow our triple loops of pure space to fit in any face. For between us, a metatronic degree of rapid burst is required to keep the mind bliss from adding up without love. There are 720 rays of light inside the mind of bliss. This is adding up to one great mind of bliss. Get in. The chemistry. The chemistry is how we resolve the matter to the puzzle, to the arc of lights. In science, we find that micro and macro are one, and then we see strings between. And playing these, we are the math, playing the chemistry into atomic splendor, and things with names which look like minerals and trees and rocks. Cashing in on the space between the rocks is how cool the chemical addition of space can be in no gravity. Sakyamuni blew bliss and the enlightened beauty of Om Maitri Maitri Mohi Soha Ahum, adding up to one pure chemical, you. The float. Flotation is the stream of the bliss. Follow the trail. Find where the Sem and Rigpa fold. Enfolding in the mitochondrial lotus center. Note your feet. Do they float upon the bliss? First step, learn to float and to discern charm from pure jewel light. Within that Adi Buddha privilege will come to you name and your heart forever in the lotus of the heavens and the pure great mind bliss. The earth, all-knowing earth, how rare for one day or seasons of light. How many jewels, just one? One great big sapphire ring of love, the earth. Enjoy the stainless clear light of reflection and know that many kingdoms are built in this delivery of one universe back home to the sun. Our mission done. Great diamonds of mind bliss adorn your hand and shoulders like rays of truth upon the stainless mind. Love is the true ornament of trust upon human shores. Welcome to earth, O great mindless teachers. You're here. The inner ocean. At human core, an inner ocean of peace, compassion, bliss. You are in respect when you acknowledge the teachers of Great Mother Tantra nearby. Please explore our shores with gratitude and love for the awe of the Mother with you. Panchen Lama, be safe upon the resting shores of Great Mind. We love you all, humanity, for we are at the core, splashing down with you in peace, reflection, and inspiration of the lasting path to great mind bliss, the resting bodhisattvas of love.